I've heard a lot of people in the game say that debuffs are much stronger than buffs. So in this video, we're going to be seeing the differences between buffs and debuffs, and we'll be finding out whether debuffs are actually stronger than buffs or not. So what exactly are buffs and debuffs? Buffs are stats that give a percentage boost to your troops' base stats. Currently, there are 4 main buff stats: attack, defense, health, and damage. Debuffs, on the other hand, are stats that counter enemy buffs, and there are currently only 3 debuff stats in the game: enemy attack reduction, enemy defense reduction, and enemy damage reduction. There's no debuff stat for health. There's also a negative stat in the game called receive damage reduction, which has no corresponding buff stat, so we won't be talking about that stat in this video. So now that we know what buffs and debuffs are, let's see how they work. Let's say I have plus 500% biker attack, and so does my opponent. If I have to choose between a 100% biker attack buff and a minus 100% enemy biker attack debuff, let's see which one's better. If I get the 100% biker attack buff, then my biker attack will go up from plus 500% to plus 600%. That is, my total biker attack will go up from 600% to 700%. This is a 16.67% increase in stats. However, if I choose the debuff stat, then my biker attack will stay at plus 500%, but my enemy's biker attack will go down to plus 400%. That is, their total biker attack will go down from 600% to 500%. This is again a 16.67% decrease in stats. This means that no matter what I choose, I'm either able to increase my stats by 16.67% or reduce my opponent's stats by the same amount in both cases. However, this only happened in this special case where both my stats and my opponent's stats were the same. But what if our stats are different? Let's say I have 500% stats and now my opponent has 1000% stats. In this case, getting the 100% biker attack boost will boost my biker attack by the same 16.67%. However, if I choose the minus 100% enemy biker attack reduction stat, that would only reduce my opponent's total biker attack stat from 1100% to 1000%. That is, it would only go down by 9.09%. So clearly, in this case, getting a 100% biker attack buff is much better than getting a minus 100% debuff. Now, if it's the opposite, that is, if you have 1000% stats and your opponent has 500%, then in that case, the debuff stat would be more beneficial than the buff stat. So the moral of the story is that it depends on your own stats and your opponent's stats. If your own stats are much higher than your opponent's stats, then the debuff stat will be much better for you. But if your own stats are much lower than your opponent's stats, then the buff stat will be better for you. So if you're a non-spender, then it's very likely that most of your opponents will have much higher stats than you, and so in that case you'd want to focus on increasing your buffs. On the other hand, if you're a big spender and usually face opponents that are much weaker than you, then the debuff stat will be very useful for you. So that's my opinion on buffs and debuffs. Let me know what you guys think about these stats in the comments down below. Before I end this video, I'd like to thank all of my patrons for the support. If you want to support me, there's a link to my Patreon in the description below. So that's all I had for you guys in this video. I hope you guys found the video helpful. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and I will see y'all in the next one.